Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss part 1 of lesson number 5 class 9 CBSE. This is one of the biology lesson, the fundamental unit of life. In the introduction part, what is a cell and many cells together, what do we call, everything is given. A cell is the structural and functional unit of life. A cell has its own functions to perform. Many cells together, a group of cells called as tissue. Tissues are forming organs. Organs are forming organ system. This is the history of the cell. The person who has discovered and observed the cells through his microscope, he was an English scientist. His name is Robert Hooke in 1663. He observed the thin slices of cork through a primitive microscope which he made. So he could observe the cells in compartment-like structure or honeycomb-like cells. Later, Antony van Leeuwenhoek modified this microscope which could magnify a cell into 270 times bigger. What is cell theory? Who developed this cell theory? The scientists named Matthias Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, and Rudolf Virchow led to the formulation of the cell theory. There are four statements. The first one is all living organisms are composed of cells. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living beings. All the cells are existing from the pre-existing cells. The third one is the donation from Rudolf Virchow. He discovered the statement. The fourth one is the function of an organism is the outcome of the combined activities of the cell. So that means each cell is performing its own functions. This is one of the activity given in a book. You need an onion bulb. From that you're taking its skin, that is epidermal layer, for doing this experiment, and remove this layer into watch glass which contains some amount of water, only few drops. Mix it well. From that you're transferring 1 or 2 drops into a glass slide to the center of the glass slide, and you're adding the dye saffronin to this with the help of a dropper. After that you're keeping or pressing cover slip. Make sure there are no air bubbles formed between the cover slip and the solution, otherwise the result will be false. How do this observe? So now you're looking through a microscope. This will be in a round shape because the microscope, the view will be in the round shape. And you can see many compartment-like structures. Each one is named as cell, having a cell wall, a cell membrane, nucleus, vacuole, and scattered cytoplasm. What is the shape and size of the cell? Cells are occurring different shapes, depends on the type of the cell. Some are irregular in shape, some are thin, and some are flat like tiles. The cell size is measured in a unit called micron. 1 micron is equal to 1 by 1000 of a millimeter. The smallest cells in the human body are RBC. The longest one, nerve cells. And there are different types of cells having different shapes. So this is the end of the slide. So we have covered only introduction part in part 1. So we have to move to part 2 and 3 to complete this lesson. Thank you for patient listening.